Ironmen, I speak to you at a moment of increased crisis. Death rates increase, the curve has not plateaued, people are dying. My duty is to try and save mankind and the Ironmen. Today, wearing my new special filtration mask, I am very privileged to be able to speak to Professor Pansy, who is an international expert in epidemiology and filtration, so uniquely placed to answer questions on the mask. A quick bio. Professor Pansy was incarcerated in the Borstal at 15, where she's been forgotten about for 55 years. She has not wasted her time. She has made an intense study on filtration and epidemiology, viral ones at that, in those years, so she is uniquely placed to give advice to us. I'll be speaking to her in just a moment, so please, if you have any questions, please email them to me and I can forward them to her because of the tight security. She's naturally in isolation and she has been for over 50 years. So the pandemic that we have has made not that much difference to her. She has trying one of the masks I've already had, and so we shall get her opinion on them. So without wasting any more time, let's see if we can get Professor Pansy on our video link from her Borstal cell. Professor Pansy.
Hello.
We're very privileged to have you on with us. You may have heard of us. We're an international brand of runners called the Ironmen. Have you by any chance heard of us?
I have.
Good. Well, we just have a few questions. And then, first of all, it must be quite difficult for you, having been incarcerated for about 55 years in a Borstal, having been forgotten about in your cell.
Well, that's true, but it gave me a chance to do this research and make a good contribution, to the benefit of mankind.
Right.
With, this sort of creating this mask, as you can see that I'm wearing, that really
if I
is most efficient.
Just a moment. It is my mask that I invented, which you're trying. Don't forget. I know the passage of time on you, but it is actually my mask. Not that I want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
Factual. So, Professor, can I just ask you a question? I'm one of the runners amongst what we like to see ourselves. We are a herd of Ironmen, and we used to run together. And I've had this idea, which I don't know whether this would follow your epidemiological studies, but I am about to suggest as a policy that we all go into a ward to get ourselves infected, and so that we may start to have some herd immunity, which can spread, as an example, across the whole United Kingdom. Would you think this is a sensible policy to follow?
I would indeed. I think that would be excellent. That's what I've been advocating for several decades now.
Oh, thank you very much. Because the government, as you know, there was some controversy. They started with that, and then they entered thinking that too many people would die. However,
I know, but they don't know what they're talking about.
That is very.
I despair. Yes. Despair.
And can I just say, before we continue, how fetching you do look in the mask that I invented. I've never seen you look better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Professor. One other question. I mean, I've often thought, that people speak about viral load. So I've thought with our herd of Ironmen that the best thing to do would be go in ascending order, i.e. the smallest go into the departments first to get infected, and later on followed by the tallest, for the simple reason viral loads could be at sort of my waist level. So the smaller Iron Men should be better at getting the viral load into them. Do you agree with me?
Actually, I really don't know what you're talking about at that point.
Ah,
If you could, no, I don't understand what you're saying at all.
should we go in any particular order? That's what I'm getting at. Either age, height.
Just all go in together. That's no problem.
All together. We're all in it together.
All together.
All together. Do you mean in a line or single file marching through?
All together in a group, like when you go running.
Ah, well, we have the fast. So what would you say that the faster ones should go in first because they can run through the ward quickly for efficiency?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That would be okay. Yeah.
I would think good. Well, I think that sort of just on a personal question. How are you doing any further studies, and how do you feel everything is going with the curve? I mean, now that we've suggested to do this for the good of mankind, do you think that will help bring the lockdown to an end quicker than we would normally expect?
I have no hesitation in saying that it will, but I've worked all my life on this. I'm now fed up with it, and I'm going to travel to the seaside soon and live there like a hermit by myself.
I ask, are you going to be released from Borstal then finally?
Oh, they released me from Borstal a month ago. I don't miss it at all.
Professor, is that day release before the seaside?
No, I've been released forever now because I'm good now. I've done it. I've done it.
You've done your, as we say.
I've done time, and now I'm off to the seaside in a month to enjoy my freedom, whatever's left of it.
Professor, are you allowed? Will you be on the police escort there?
No, and I'm so ancient now. They told me they don't think I'll be any trouble anymore. I'm too exhausted.
Ah, good. So all your concentration's on your studies, and you won't be doing any more shoplifting, I hope. Being drunk,
well,
as you were.
Don't you start being cheeky with me. You've no right to talk about my private past. Be gone with you. Be gone with you. Go on.
I thought I should.
I've come on your program as a favour. That's enough.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much for talking to a representative of the group of the herd of the Highgate Ironmen.
Yeah, I'm going now. Stop waffling. Goodbye.
Goodbye.